has a wolf cut, and we're going to modify it today to a mullet. And so I've kind of got everything sectioned out where I'm going to be working, and I like to work dry in times like this, especially if it's on a normal day for me. I normally do my cutting dry, and this is just kind of a free-form part back here. I'm not really taking much off of this length because we want it to be a little exaggerated back here. We've already talked about that, isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay. And so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. My Instagram is Shrunken Heads. Today we are doing a takeover for Olaplex here on Hairbrain Live. And so thank you if you're tuning in. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you have any questions, please, by all means, shoot me some questions, and we will do our best to answer them right now. I am elevating, and I'm moving the hair around just to give it a little bit more movement back here. This person is coming from another country, so I want this haircut to last, and they are pretty out there. If you look at the way they're dressed today, it's pretty out there. So I really need to get this, make it wild and playful. This is all interior, and it's really, really heavy. So I'm not afraid to get in here and just take some of this interior out and kind of give this place a home, a place to rest. So I just want this to be piecey, really shattered down here. Any questions so far? How's everybody's morning going? Did you have your coffee yet? I only had one, and I'm already shaking, but that's probably the camera. So back here is just really just for play. This stuff on top is going to be what I really like for. Now right here, see here on the side here, we're going to try to maintain some of this, and this is going to be a little bit disconnected. But since this part is going to be connected to this, I want to shape this up here. I'm going to take some of this weight off of here and bring it in a little bit closer. Something that was pointed out to me was that photo down here on my shelf, and so they wanted something more like this here. So that's what we're going to be going for here. I'm going to take a little piece here. Vertical cut. This is all very free-form in here. All this, there's no right or wrong way to do this. I just want to kind of showcase the ear a little. So you might have to carve this area out, and that's why I did what I did here with the sectioning, so you can see. Normally I wouldn't section this way. I would just kind of go for it. But so that you can see what I'm doing, I'm sectioned it out here, and so this area, all this is going to connect front to the back here, obviously, right? So let's see. Okay. entire piece is going to be directly straight up. This is very straight hair, and as you can see, once it gets to a certain length, it will give me some play. So straight hair definitely lays down very flat, but if you give it enough, give it enough length, it will play for you. So underneath here, I'm gonna give it a little bit, take some of this density out from underneath, lift this hair on top up a little bit more. I'm going to take this piece here and connect the front to the back. How's everybody doing today? Thank you for tuning in. I am doing a takeover live for Olaplex right here on Hairbrain today. Thank you all for tuning in. This is my model, Mare, and I found her in the airport. Her clothes were left on the tarmac in Dublin, and so I lent her about a week's worth of clothes.
She was my angel.
And she decided to be my model. So thank you for participating. Now you have a good story when you go back home. And where are you from?
Germany.
Germany. So she came to Los Angeles to visit her friend and take photographs. And she wound up with a really interesting story so far. So she's here on live with all of you guys. And she's super cute. So if you want to say hi to her, her name is Mare. M-A-R-E. That's how you spell her name. So if you want to say hi, that's her name. Yeah. Some of this is existing color. And so we kind of put some color on top of what she already had, and I gave her a little piece. I'll show you up here, a little money piece in front, just for some fun, some flavor. So I'm taking a slice right behind the ear, and I'm coming out from the head in a 45, and off of my guide that I left. So what I want is to create a little bit of weight from the ear back, and that's where the mullet comes in. So right here could be whatever length you want. So this could be shaved down. You can do whatever you want in this area, but from the middle of the ear back is where you decide how your mullet is going to be in the back. How heavy, how wide. Now, being that this hair lays down, I want to, and it kind of pulls towards the center, I want to build this up and make it widen out on its own. So I'm going to shorten the hair in this area right here, and it's going to build a little bit more shape back here. So bringing it out a little bit over 45, and I am taking quite a lot of hair here, yes. And like I said, this is for a reason. It's just a playful haircut. You can see the piece that I left to connect here. This is where I make the connection. Some of this is definitely just by feel. I can see where the hair is dangling very heavy, and that's what I'm looking for, like very heavy pieces like this. And you don't have to cut the entire length. If you want to just cut some of that, you can just thin it out, make it a little more wispy, and they will hang out somewhere else. You'll see that's what gives these haircuts that kind of cartoony anime feel, is that you can create inconsistencies in the hair, and it looks more like a cartoon. So right here you can see how I've created that unevenness, like if she did it with a broken bottle. And but there is some method to my madness. So I am looking for pieces that are obnoxiously long and obnoxiously heavy. So what you want to do is, when I shake the hair around, I can find where there are heavy pieces, because the heavier pieces will dangle a little bit heavier, just like in here, just like that. And if you're not good with slide cutting, making sure that you have a new blade. I have one of these little feather razors, and I can do this, move it around, and just kind of lighten some of the hair up, you know. And so just like this piece here, I'm gonna go from about the mid shaft down, and just kind of up and down. If I move it around, it's gonna give the hair a little bit more play, more texture, and that is how I get some of these wispy looks. Actually, the wig that I did for Doja Cat was done with a razor like this, because I didn't want to dull my scissors out on a wig, and you know, you don't know if it's real hair or not. So I just went in with a bunch of razors like this and did the wig that way. You can see that wispiness. Now that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it to piece out like this and kind of caress the ear. That's what I want it to kind of caress the back of the ear. This might be a little too long in the front here, so I'm gonna add a little more wispiness. Great. So now I'm going to do this side. And while I match this side, let's talk. What do you guys want to talk about? Let's see.
Write something. I know it started. Hi, Charlie.
Hey,
Happy
Amanda.
Monday, everyone. So glad to see you.
Jennifer
Charlie.
King made it. Yay.
Even someone sent us a join request.
Oh, I wish. I can't do that.
This is going to be red. What means R-A-D?
Rad means like very cool.
Oh,
So
okay.
in the 1980s, there was like people, I think in the 50s came up with cool, right? And then in the 80s they had rad,
Instead of cool.
radical.
Right.
Yeah. So
Oh, it came from radical?
yes. So
Rad.
even bands,
Rad.
it was a term made up by the BMX community, the bicycle over there. It was that's BMX bicycle.
Oh, okay.
And so the BMX community made it up. Instead of saying radical, they would say rad. And so there was a movie called Rad in the 80s, and even Vans made some Vans that said rad on them.
Nice.
Pretty funny.
Mhm.
So there's a little bit of information for all of you.
Happy Monday, Charlie and Mary. This cut looks rocks.
Is that Dana? Oh my.
From Dana.
Oh, Dana. Dana, thank you. And for some of this detail work, just use like a sharper shear. What kind of scissors do you guys use? I use these. These are right now. These are the ones that I've been using. I don't even know. One of my friends gave me these, and these have been what I've been using lately for like some of my detail work. But I change it up often. I use longer shears, shorter shears. But I like these to, lately they've been fun for little places just like this. Yes. Little brush from Mark works great. So you can see how I freeform this area, And this hair actually has nothing in it right now. We just have water in it. In case you were wondering, there is no product in here at all. So, you can see the way I'm moving my shears right there. I'm just barely moving my shears when I do that. So I'm taking the hair and I'm just all I'm doing is barely moving my shear and I'm sliding the hair through that. So I'm grabbing a little bunch of hair and I'm just dusting it, sliding it down here. So not everybody has a perfect face, and sometimes, you know, somebody's head shape. So sometimes you have to kind of play around with. That was a good catch. Sometimes you have to play around, and I get creative. I get bored when I'm doing haircuts, and so that's how I just kind of get in here and play around, and I have fun with the haircut, but staying within the parameters of the haircut and making sure that I'm not overdoing something. But sometimes I just make it more fun for me. It's just like, you know, like if you take the same way home every day, it's gonna get boring. So, you know, I think if you change up the way, you know, you go home, maybe you drive by the zoo one day and you get to see new people, new traffic. Stop and get some fruit. I'm the fruit in this story, okay? Connection. I'm doing it that way so that I can keep an eye on my, and I'm trying to stay out of the camera's view as well. You can see how I started out closer to the head here than I did back here. So you can see how I did that. So the angle that I took this in was in an angle all on its own. I want to build the weight right behind the ear. Now that's basically my guide, and I can play off of this guide now. Mara, what kind of coffee do you drink? Do you drink coffee?
I do, with oat milk or soy milk.
Okay. And like any kind of coffee?
Any kind of, yes. And I always put honey in it if the milk is not already sweet.
Okay,
because
well,
I love sweet things.
Well, we're gonna have, well, you're very sweet. So just take a look in the mirror and no, I'm gonna take you to a coffee shop after this.
Oh, thank you.
Some coffee. And
Yeah.
Dasha too. You have Dasha on camera over here, so we want to thank Dasha for doing this. Thank you. Thank you.
She's the behind the scenes.
Yes.
What coffee do you like?
Me? I just drink like a coffee.
Black.
No, I don't. I should. I don't drink it black though. I've been trying.
I also was trying for a short time, but then I was like, oh, fuck it. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna drink tequila. Sweet stuff.
I thought you were gonna say tequila.
No, I need tequila. I can't drink this. In Germany, we start way earlier than here to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
So I messed it up for myself at the age of 15.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So you're over it now.
Yes.
Oh good. Well, at least you got it out of your system.
Yeah.
Once in a while for me. I'll like very seldom.
Sometimes I try, but I just like drink a little, then I'm okay if it's enough. I don't like the taste of alcohol.
Same. We should hang out. So I am just bouncing back and forth, getting some balance in here. And I'm going to take some of this density out. So another way, I took some density out with that other razor, but I'm going to show you how I do it with my scissors. Is I will go in here and I'll just kind of from the root, actually on some of these, and again, you can see me, I'm just barely moving like this. I see something and I just jump on it right away, you know? And that's how it is when I do my haircuts. I actually had my first, I would say my first one-on-one, my first official, you know, class was with Ira Pope, and that was amazing. And I was trying to get my first class to be by Gerard, but it didn't work out. Our schedules didn't line up. And I'm still gonna get a cutting class from Gerard. If you haven't seen Gerard's haircutting with his razor, it's amazing. So you guys go to Hairbrain Academy for that, I believe. Yeah, I actually have a video on Hairbrain Academy that you can catch, and it's with Judith and Margot, and we are all doing like very similar haircuts, even to what we're doing right now. And you can go on there and catch that video. So if you are already a Hairbrain Academy member, you can watch that. Oops. In case you're wondering, this is not from the Hustler store. This is Wyeth Park.
Love the shape of the sides.
You like it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Because before it was like boom next, you know?
Right.
Hot.
But also, you didn't have the interior taken out, and that was one of the things. You probably liked it at first, for like the first week, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, but then when
that-
it started growing off, it was like,
Yeah,
I
but
didn't know how to style it.
it's because you have it's fine hair, but there's a lot of hair, so
Mhm.
you have to have, the haircut has to be done right for you. You're very low maintenance. Like, you worry more about your outfits, it seems like,
And also matching hair. Something.
which is fine. Yeah.
But the hairstyles that I do are always just like some ideas from Pinterest. Like
Look at me, that bug. think I want to do just a little bit more round right up here. Basically, right now what I'm doing is just connecting my bottom piece to this top piece. And yes, this is an interesting way to do a haircut, to approach a haircut. But I have been doing these for quite a while now, and I think that I just do things sometimes to keep myself busy. And so, also, I'm trying to stay out of the way of the camera as much as possible. It's really hard, so I'm sorry, you're doing a great job. Like CNN, or what do they call it, the sports, ESPN. Shows how much sports I watch. I don't watch. Do you watch sports?
No. You?
No.
Different interests.
I do not know anything about sports. Dasha, do you watch sports?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you watch?
Basketball.
You watch basketball?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, I have clients who watch basketball. A lot of clients play basketball. I don't watch sports. I don't know anything.
I watch dance videos sometimes. If it
I watch
counts.
I watch dance videos. Mostly I watch skateboarding and hair. That's,
Well, skateboarding I also like.
and comedy. And music. So, I like watching DJs. I like watching
Dasha
DJs.
as well.
There's what's your favorite DJs? Because you guys like some hard techno stuff. So, what are your favorite DJs?
A lot.
I just listen, I don't know the names.
Really?
Mostly I let my friends play and I just enjoy. And when I like something, I ask them for the track and that's it.
Okay, so
And
I'm
then
kind
I
of,
go from
I'm really hooked on house, and I like Hot Since '82. He's like one of my favorites. But I like dark techno. Dark techno's.
Dark I also like a lot.
See, I use that technique on just about the entire head, and you can see how that movement is coming in here, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm giving it texture. What I'm doing is I'm creating the exterior shape and giving it texture on the interior, as well as cutting the length. So all at one time, and it is definitely a time-taking technique, but it's not intentional. I think it's just been something that I do just naturally. So everybody has their way of their approach. This is definitely a approach.
Adana wrote, thanks Dasha, nice camera work.
Thank
Love
you.
Ira Pop Stage. That's
You-
a DJ, yeah?
Ira?
Ira?
Oh no,
Pop
Ira.
Stage.
Yeah, Ira is the guy that taught me in my class. I was like, is Ira in here? I was like, oh my god! I would have been so embarrassed if he was in here. But he was my first formal instructor. I can say that because he taught me how to like basically approach the hair in sections, and that is something that I don't do. I don't do that. So it was really interesting to section hair out and take one step at a time. So this is very much that kind of approach where it's like sectioned out, just like any classic hair color. But I don't know exactly. I just sectioned it out for the camera. For my instructions. So normally when somebody comes in, I will ask why we're cutting it, or you know, if somebody's trying to cut their hair off, you know, from very long, and they're doing something like this, I want to make sure that that person is really ready for that haircut. And this individual is, like I said, they're very much on their Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Mare Zirkel, it is.
Put it on there for me. Well, no. On your Instagram, you can see that
I can write it here in the comments.
Yes, do it. Put it on there. It's very much like they're like a raver, and you can see that they're edgy. And really, you want something that's going to be easy and edgy for their style. So that's today's approach. Is easy. I want usability.
I put links in the comments if somebody's interested.
There you go. That's Marta's Instagram if you want to reach out. And my Instagram, if you don't know, is Shrunken Heads. No E in the middle.
Should I also write it down in the comment just in case?
I think it's on the title. I think I put it on the title.
Okay, perfect.
So you can see where this shape was before, right? And it was very heavy. I've already taken off some of the hair from here. So it was pretty heavy in this area. So today's haircut is definitely going to change the entire look that they're used to. So I'm going to start at this back corner. I'm going to work forward because I'm going to try to retain some of the length in the front. They have an affinity for their length right now in the front. So I'm going to try to work that in, and that is something that I kind of try to do with every client is I ask them what are some of the things that they want to keep or what they're willing to let go. And she, for example, wanted to keep some of the length in the front. So I want to give her as much as possible today. See my guide there. Boom, you can see that's what I want. Kind of want it to drop down a little bit. I want to see the ear, but I want texture, more movement up in here, right? I want movement up here, but I still want to keep some of this. And so I want to make sure that I have a new razor on here when I'm going to approach this.
Thank you. Dana put your Instagram link.
Oh
in the
yes,
comments.
thank you. So right here this is where the hair lives here, and so I'm gonna keep this as my length there, and I'm going to kind of come down from the ear here, just, and I'm going to use the middle of the blade because I will use the ends for other stuff. Laying that hair right against that, laying the blade right up against the side of that the hair, just. So now, I've got a guide. Now I'm going to give some of this, some more texture up here. Mm-hmm. What time you got there, Dasha? Nice.
And by the way, compliments for the color. We were just taking a walk on the Santa Monica Boulevard,
Yeah?
and 5 people came to me and asked about the color.
Nice. Yeah, it's really interesting when a colorist, when a cutter does color, because our approach is a little bit different, and so I would like to see like a colorist check my work and be like, "Why did you put that there?" I'm like, "I don't know." But actually, I do know. I had a vision of where to put the front piece, and I saw where her hair was kind of split, so I used that, and. I'm gonna go for this part right here, and we are gonna just style it. I'm gonna try to keep this at an hour, but I don't know, you guys. We might go over 5 minutes, so let's see. I make a lot of weird faces when I cut, so in case you guys see my face and I'm making like some weird half smile, it's weird. I just get like psychotic. So.
Like some that. Is it Pulp Riot? Asks Dana.
Actually, this is kind of a mix of a bunch of stuff that I had lying around here. I had to make it happen. So I did have some Pulp Riot, and I think I mixed a little bit of some Pravana back here, but this is an older tube of, I can't remember the name of it now, but it used to be called Nirvana, and that's what that is there. So we're nearing the end of this haircut, and it's looking really, 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 really cute. And you can see this is where the hair normally parts up top, and back there. I want that lift right here. That's why I'm cutting underneath here. And then as I get forward up here, then I can start cutting the top part up here. See, I'm trying to keep some of that blue up there, and so I'm going to just do a little slide cutting down here. Hair on that. Cute. What? What?
getting a lot of heart emojis and smiley.
Oh, really?
Like,
It's probably the weird faces that I'm making. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I make weird faces. And then I got like this Invisalign, and I'm not wearing it right now because I don't want to whistle when I talk. You know, like, so I took them out right now. So you're lucky. This is so freaking cute, babe. Did you see that stand up on its own right now?
yeah, I did. Really well.
That was cool.
Yes, again.
This is why I put so many combs there. Did you see how my hands were shaking at first? Not shaking anymore, but maybe a little. Oh, look how blue I got. Violet, you're turning violet.
I made mistakes sending myself a join request.
Huh?
I sent a join request myself by mistake.
Oh, that was you? I see. Somebody must have joined.
Can I join?
It's me.
Hi, it's me. It's a prank.
Okay, so you can see this is where it starts to get extreme here. And then the lift off is right here on the end here. Hella cute. Oh, hella cute. All right, so I'm going to be using some number 9. The hair's damp. I'm going to re-dampen the parts that aren't damp. Gotta damp it. I'm going to use one pump, one entire pump, and I'm going to emulsify my fingers like lotion slightly, and I'm just going to rake underneath here just to make sure that I can get that part. This is the long part of our haircut. And now up here, I don't want to just squeegee it off, so I'm just going to walk my fingers through the hair and just kind of move it around. And I'm going to need more for the front. And you can already see what it's doing, the haircut and the product. Giving me a little bit of, and that was straight hair, right? So I'm gonna give another half pump, almost about 2/3 of a pump here. I'm gonna use number 7 here. Number 7. And I'm just gonna use, this is how you, nothing drips out of the bottle until you tap it. So 1, 2, 3 taps. That's a lot. That's a lot. Should probably put 2. But down here, I fear it needs it. This is where they had previous bleach, previously lightened hair. Look at that. Look at what? That's cool, right? Look at how that's happening. So you can see what a haircut and a little bit of product will do. And I don't want to dry it because who wants to hear a bunch of hissing on a live? So I'm just going to go through here, and if anybody has any questions, this is pretty much going to be my finish. I want you to see this. Look at how cute that looks. You can see all of the movement in here. This is what I want, all this movement, but I wanted enough on the ear and to show the ear, and I still wanted to give her what she wanted, which is to keep the front long, which is very difficult to do on a connection like this. So in here, if you pick this up sideways, you're gonna have hair that's long here and long here, and the shorter hair here. So you're bowing the hair length this way as well as, you know, to give it that look, right? So this was not easy to do, I think, for a live, but it was actually, I'm glad it turned out. I wish I would have had a little more time to style. I don't want to go too far into this, but you can see, and this product that's in here, the number 9, is actually giving straight hair a little bit of a wave, right? So you can see the wave that I'm getting. Now watch, what you can do, I was doing it earlier, is I can just, you know, if you know some of these techniques to kind of make some of these curls come out a little more, right? I'm gonna try to coax them into coming out. So you can see how just a little bit of movement, you don't want to overdo it, you know, when you're styling hair, you don't want to overdo it on the movement. You'll frizz it out, you know. You can see how that's going to dry beautifully. Look at that. Look at how that's going to... Let's take off this. Let's take this off and see what it looks like off, right?